Hello, you beautiful lot. How are you? I hope you're well. I do hope you're well. First of all, I've got a microphone here and a microphone there, especially for you, Nan Logan. So I hope this makes it easier for you to hear me. Please let me know. I used to have it here, but then I can't see the little green light on it to see if it runs out. And then it ran out so many times I had to move it. So that's why I have one there. But I've got one in both places now. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me. But I'm going to talk a little bit quieter because I think I shout and I don't want to. Anyway, we're going to go a little bit more in depth on Archangel Metatron today. And I thought he would be a good one to start with in the solo videos, where I put one of them in the spotlight. So Metatron, originally Enoch, but we'll get into that. So Metatron once walked the earth as human, and he was the prophet Enoch. And then I have the complete books of Enoch here. So there's like 3 books in one. Have I read it? No, I haven't. 111 as I looked up then. It's not, I wouldn't say like it's a story that you can read from start to finish. So I'm a little bit puzzled as to how to read it, to be honest with you. I have downloaded it on Audible as well. But it even sounds as awkward as what it is, to be quite honest with you. It's not really a story, and I'm a story person. But interesting to just sort of open it on various pages and have a look what's written. So that's 144, as I said that. That's my confirmation. So that's something that I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, there's something that's just caught my eye about chapter 49, so I just need to bookmark that because there might be a reason why I've opened it at that chapter. But if you're interested in what I talk about with Metatron, or Enoch as he was originally known, then there is a book and you can get it on Audible. But I got this from Amazon as well. I wouldn't say it's an easy read, but some people might like it. There's information. 222. As I said that, 222. Right. So how I see Metatron might be completely different how you see Metatron. And I did say yesterday in my introduction video to the angels, because this will be on the playlist, I said yesterday it's all very personal to you. How you connect with them is how you connect with them, and how I connect with them is how I connect with them. So I'm not going to sit here and preach and say this is the only way you're going to be able to connect with the angels, because it is absolutely not. They will present themselves to you how you are happy to receive them. Yeah. So Metatron might be female for you. I know for one of my mentors, Metatron is definitely female for her. But for me, Metatron is male. But I don't, it's only dawned on me today that I don't actually know what Metatron's face looks like or body, because Metatron appears to me in full body armor, almost like a Power Ranger or a Transformer. Them cartoons. I don't know if they're cartoons with children's programs. Yeah. Oh, oddly enough, children's programs. That's only just clicked as well. That I've made that connection. How bizarre. So yeah, he appears to be, and I think he's a he. I think because of the stature, and I guess because of the body armor, but he's taller than my house. He's huge when he comes to me. Now, I don't physically see him, okay? I'm not crazy. I don't physically see him, but I see him. I see him. I see him either on a vibrational level, an energetic level. I feel him when I call his presence. He is standing right outside my summer house right now, in between my summer house and my house, because my son is in my house. I guarantee you he will come out while I'm talking about Metatron. It's freaky. I mean, I've said it now, so I've just jinxed myself. But you all know, you've seen, well, some of you do, you've seen my videos. How often do my children interrupt me? And if it's going to be one of them, it'll be Henry. But he's at school, we're safe. But the other one I homeschool. But I have a feeling he will come out during this reading. Now, it's not a reading. I'm just telling you about Archangel Metatron. There are no tarot cards involved in this video, which is way out my comfort zone, but I'm trying. So do bear with me. New subscribers, hello, by the way. Old subscribers, hello. What do you reckon? Thank you all so much for all your support and love and your emails and your messages. I do try to answer everyone, but I'm well out my comfort zone here, you know. But anyway, talking about the angels, and I've asked Archangel Gabriel for a little bit of help in order to help me speak, and also Archangel Michael and a little bit of Archangel Hanael as well. Yeah, we're calling them in. Every day I use Archangel Ariel. She's my gatekeeper. She's floating around too. But we're talking about Metatron, and he is standing right there in my mind's eye, right there. And he is shining today, actually. It's absolutely beaming. It might be because I'm talking about him, but it's probably because of this beautiful weather that we're having. Now, Metatron, I work with all the time. I always ask Metatron to look after my children, watch over my children. He is known for protecting children who have SEN needs, so special needs, any special abilities, yeah, autism, OCD, Tourette's, dyslexia, dyspraxia, ADHD, any neurodiversity, Metatron's in there, yeah. And I think that he is probably the best one for the job, or his twin brother Sandalphon. We'll get to that another day, because Sandalphon is the other one that used to walk the earth, yeah, was human, and he was Elijah, the prophet Elijah. But we're talking about the prophet Enoch today, the Enoch prophet. And breathe, Claire, and breathe. So yeah, I think he's the best one to work with us, to be quite honest with you, because he knows what it's like to be us. He's walked this earth. He's had a life. There was actually a passage in that book that I was just sort of flicking through before I came on the video. And he talks about how he met the angels, met 7 of the angels, how 4 came down and then another 3 came down. And there's some quite graphic passages in this book. So I think it is worth getting if it intrigues you. But, you know, like I say, it's not an easy read. It's not like I could read it from start to finish. I think it's one that you'll sort of dip in and out of. That's kind of what I'm doing anyway. And if my eye gets drawn to a passage, then reading. It's very much like the Bible, and they think there's rumor has it or whatever that the New Testament has some basis of the Book of Enoch as well. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So he's the youngest of the archangels as well. So I don't know, actually, this is something that I want to find out, if Elijah and Enoch both ascended at the same time, or was Elijah first and then Enoch second? I really don't know. That's something that I want to have a little look at. But he's also associated with recording the deeds of humanity, guiding spiritual development and governing the flow of the divine energy. He's like the bridge between the divine and the human realms. So a little bit, if you was to think of it in tarot cards, be sort of high priestess energy, wouldn't it? Because she's who I would describe as the bridge. But I guess he could be a combination of the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Perhaps there's that energy with Metatron. That would make sense, you know. That would make sense. Because the Hierophant is the more traditional, humanistic of the preacher, the priest, the vicar, that sort of person. And then the High Priestess is more the psychic, the mystic. And I think Metatron's a little bit of both, because he's walked the earth and he's now living in spirit. So I think he's like a mixture of both of those cards. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, Metatron is like the bridge, the gap between heaven and earth in a way. I've never heard him speak. When I've connected with him, never heard him speak, but you just know he's there to help you. He's there to protect you, and it's immediate. Same as with any of the angels. When you ask for their help, when you ask for their assistance, when you ask for their company, their energy to join you, it is immediate. You will feel it. You will know that they are there. If you do want to purposely call them, maybe close your eyes, and you can do it any way you want to. Don't ever get hung up on the way you do things. Don't think, oh, Claire said I've got to do this and then this and then this. No. 111, as I said that. Do it how you want to do it. Yeah, you could literally be sitting in your chair, drinking a cup of tea, having a sandwich, and just say, oi, Metatron, can you come down and keep me company? Do you know what I mean? It can be as simple as that. Or you can be very ritualistic about it and do it in a certain way. I wouldn't suggest being rude to them. I wouldn't suggest that. But do you know what I mean? Mine have got a sense of humour. I've sworn at mine. I've sworn at mine. Don't swear at them, because they take that as like a challenge. They take that as some sort of sarcasm, and that you're handling it. And it's like, oh yeah, she's got a bit of humour. She can handle a little bit more then. Well, don't do that. That's the way my mind thinks. That's the way they manifest in my mind. And that's the way I see them helping me. Do you know what I mean? So if you feel like you're getting it all the time, it's kind of your programming that's doing that. Really hard to explain, but it's like there's all of these energies out there that will help you, but they're vibing off of your vibe. Yeah, they're vibing off of what you are doing. So, and then you're vibing from what's around you in your energy field, because your auric field expands out like a couple of meters either side of you. So you're vibing on the energy that's all around you all the time, that energy that you can't see. Yeah, but you can feel it. It's bizarre, isn't it? I know I'm going on a bit, like I always do. Just want to talk about Archangel Metatron, really. Just want to talk about Archangel Metatron. Right. There's also a thing called Metatron's Cube. Sorry, I've got little cue notes here because I'll forget what I'm talking about and I'll go off on a tangent. So there's also a thing called Metatron's Cube, and that's a very intricate geometric shape. I don't have anything that would show you what that is. Probably should have got that out beforehand if I wanted to do that. Let me pause and see if I can find a Metatron's Cube. Hang on. I'm back. I had to print it off. So this is Metatron's Cube. This is what they call Metatron's Cube. And this kind of like his spaceship. I like to think of it as like a spaceship. And you could get in there. Yeah, get right in there. But this for me is something that I would use for doing crystal grids, because it's the perfect shape. So a lot of the geometric symbols, the symbology, geometric shapes, you can use them because they're like great energy conductors. There's lots of signs and symbols that you can use in various things. Like I use the antikarana for underneath my therapy bed because it's very grounding, very great, like sucks them in. Like once you're on my bed, you're done. I've got you. That sort of thing. But with this one, you would create a crystal grid on top. You could quite easily. And what's a crystal grid? We could do a video on crystal grids, but it's about your putting your intention into the crystals. And if anyone says, "Well, there's nothing," that's poppycock. What do you think are in remote controls and things? What do you think they use in control panels, computers? What do you think they use? Yeah, Go and do your research if you're wondering. But you can use crystals for your manifestations, for your intentions, for your rituals, for your private practice, however you want to combine your energy with them. You know, don't ever put any limitations on yourself, and don't ever go and pay hundreds of pounds for workshops and courses and things. You know, I'll teach you for free. I'll teach you for free. Just tell me what you want to learn about and I'll tell you. Because I've done it. I've paid the hundreds of pounds. I have. To a load of spiritual narcissists. But here we have Metatron's cube. So with this, you could make a crystal grid. And you would have your center crystal in the middle, and then you would place other crystals inside the geometric shape, and you can print this out as big or as little as you want it. Make your crystal grid extravagant or not. It doesn't matter. You could have 5 crystals on there and call it a crystal grid, and then it's what you do with it after that and the intention that you're putting into it. Anyway, we're not talking about crystal grids, but Metatron's cube is also said to be made up from the 5 platonic solids. Now, I wrote a post on platonic solids. Sorry about the airplane going over. I wrote a post on platonic solids, so go and have a look at that. I would like to show you all of the platonic solids, but my son, I'm highly suspicious, has pinched one of them. Henry, he's like a little magpie. So one of them is missing, but there's 4 of them. I mean, you can't really see them, can you? But go and have a look at my post on platonic solids if you want to know a little bit more about that and how you can work with them as well. You can work with all sorts of things, and you don't need to be qualified to do so either. Yeah, just do your own practice. Do your own practice. Make it all up as you go along. If it feels right for you, then it's right for you, isn't it? Perfect, isn't it? Perfect. Don't put the pressure on yourself. So Enoch, Metatron, is considered the guide for humanity's ascension journey and spiritual evolution. I think probably because he has walked the path. He's done it. He's walked the path. Whether Sandalphon has the same explanation, we'll get onto it, because I'm learning as much as you are. And all the information I've got is how I work with them personally, but information that I found in articles I've listened to, books that I've read, or bits of books that I've read. Because if it's not a storyline, I'm not reading it. Not reading it. That's why I like it when I have a friend now, a lovely friend, who writes books, and there's always a spiritual twist in her books. And the Book of Sarah is just amazing. But the Book of Sarah, the Return, and the Book of Sarah, the Storm, I'm currently reading. But in my description, you'll see the Book of Sarah is listed down there. So Enoch, he was a scholar of heavenly secrets. He was gifted the book of Angel Raziel. So Enoch knew about the angels, knew about the archangels before he was transformed into an archangel. And I would say he was a student of Archangel Raziel. So Enoch, Adam, Noah, Solomon all received the book of Archangel Raziel. Enoch aced it, in my terminology, aced it. And then God took him to the 7th heaven and a place to work from the 7th heaven, where he then transformed him into Metatron, gave him his wings. Now, when I see Metatron, I don't see Metatron with wings. There might be wings back there, but I don't see Metatron with wings. I do see all of the others with wings, but I don't see Metatron with wings. I see him as a huge transformer, robot, Power Ranger, either or, someone that I wouldn't mess with at all. He is the archangel that you would call on if you have a child, God forbid, that is terminally ill. Then Metatron will help guide your child and keep them safe and almost take the pain. Yeah, all of the archangels will do that. And I truly believe that you don't physically feel it I believe that, and I think that there's a moment in when it's inevitable, when it happens, there's a moment of calmness where you know that someone else is taking over, something else is taking over, something otherworldly is taking over. That's what I like to believe. So that's what I do believe. That's what I do believe. And you can call on Archangel Metatron in those situations and know that he will help guide the transition from physical to spiritual. That's the way I look at it. He also, though, helps with ADHD, autism, Tourette's, neurodiversity, and helping children to love themselves, like themselves, be more focused as well. So I teach my children in dribs and drabs, and I talk about the angels very freely in front of them, as if they're like my mates, like my mates. That's how I speak of them, like my mates. My son Henry picks up on everything, and he collects feathers for me from school, on walks that we go on. It's him that picks the wildflowers for me as well. However, he did come home with a big poppy once, and it was the roots and all. It was beautiful, lovely purple poppy, roots and everything. So I've actually planted it down the end of my garden. I'm hoping that it will burst all its seeds everywhere, because they're the deepest purple. And do you know what he said? He went, "Mummy, it's a spiritual colour as well." So sweet. So sweet. So, where are we up to on here? So yeah, just as he was such a great student on earth and scribe and writing his knowledge, writing down his knowledge and what he sees and what he learns and the meanings behind them, he was then given that job in the spiritual realm as well. So that's why he is known as God's scribe. However, there are some traditions that see him as sitting beside God as well, because I guess of his knowledge of the humanistic, knowing the good and the bad in the physical realm, I guess. Like somebody that's impartial in a way, who could see both sides of things. Again, whether Sandalphon has the same, I don't know. I'm not sure. But he has to record everything in the Akashic records. So have you heard of the Akashic records? Would you like a video on the Akashic records? Somewhere that you can go, somewhere that you can read, view your Akashic records. You can ask questions in the Akashic records. Everything is stored in the Akashic everything. Everything that has happened and what will happen is all stored in the Akashic records. So that's something that you can think about whether you want to do that or not. I think the main thing for me is that Metatron can relate the closest to the human experience, the human existence. I have to be honest, Sandalphon is not one that I have worked with to date. I know Sandalphon has come in during treatments, but not one that I've specifically called, and I allow or I open my energy to any of the archangels once I have given my gatekeeper, Archangel Ariel, the instructions to do so. So nobody comes in, or no energy comes in without me wanting it or allowing it, unless I haven't done the specific intention, you know. There can always be a little lapse, can't there? Can definitely always be a little lapse. I think that's about it for Archangel Metatron at the moment. Oh, he could be in two places at once. For sure, can be in two places at once. So I ask if he looks at what watches over my Henry at school, and obviously with my Stuart at home as well. There's no limitations. The only limitations on any of the archangels are what you put on it. There's no limitations to what the archangels can do. Get to know them. What do they mean to you? What can they do for you? Sit in silence for a little while. There will be a meditation to go with Archangel Metatron, but I've got so many meditations to catch up on. I'll get them done, you know. I'm busy. I'm very busy. But I'm just trying to get a lot of different playlists started, so I've got a basis of what I can do, because I get bored. I get bored doing the same thing all the time. So I won't be doing another angel today. I'll be doing a tarot reading next, and I'm just releasing one video a day. If you want more, let me know. I might release this one today, actually, as well as a tarot reading. I might do. We'll see. I think that's everything I've got to say. I'm not really sure, though, because, you know, like I said, this is way out of my comfort zone. And I'm just flicking through my notes that are right in front of me now and stalling for time, really. Just stalling for time. But I think I've said all I want to say. I think I've covered all my little bullet points. And there is stuff that I can elaborate on if needed. Oh, there is speculation that Metatron's name, because his name and Sandalphon's name are not the traditional angel names. So angel means messenger of God. Ange is messenger. El is of God. Yeah. So it's messenger of God. Whereas Metatron and Sandalphon are not. They have a different sounding name. And it is said that Metatron is a derivation of the sacred Jewish God name, Yahweh. I don't know how that works out, but that's just a little tidbit of information that I learned today when I was doing a little bit of research before I wanted to tell you about Metatron. But I think the biggest message is you can work with your angels in any way you see fit. I do say ask for Archangel Metatron of the light. I always say of the light, because if you believe in light, you have to believe in darkness, because there is always a shadow when you put the light on. Yeah, so you have to believe in darkness, and as above, so below. So there are these denser energies around that you do need to be aware of, and Metatron is only too aware of them, having walked this physical realm himself. So do ask for your angels from the light as well. And I would just say, when you want to connect with them, you can connect with them as casually as you like or as intentionally as you like. They just need permission to come in, and then concentrate. How do you feel them? Is there a smell that comes with them? Is there a colour that comes with them? For me, Metatron is dressed in armour, full body armour. I've never actually seen Metatron's face, because he always comes in armour. So he could be female for all I know. I can't see. I guess I could. No. You're having a laugh. Now this is weird, right? Because what I just saw then was like a Timotei advert. It's helmet off, and then it's like this blonde hair coming out, like, ooh, look at that. So for a second I actually thought that he was a she, but for me he is a he. And I would say, actually, look at this one here. This is Archangel Metatron. This is on the energy cards that I've got. It doesn't look like that, but he has got long hair on there. But that's what I mean about how they present themselves to you. Yeah, how they present themselves to you. But yeah, I just saw like a Timotei advert. He's got long hair. For me, he's got long hair. How bizarre is that? 29:29 was on the clock as I looked up then. But yeah, he's got long hair for me. And I've never asked him to take his helmet off before. And I know I look like a crackpot looking out my window, because nobody else is going to be able to see that, but I can. And I know it's in my mind's eye, but that's where he's standing. But he's also at the school with my Henry. and you could ask for him to be with you right now as you're listening to this, and there he is in 3 places at once. You know, there's no limits to what the angels can do, and your relationship with the angels is exactly that. It's your relationship with the angels. There's no particular way that you can work with. The only thing that I would say is ask for the angels from the light. That's all I would say. And there's no harm in doing that, is there? And then you know you've got the right one. Got the right people in, yeah? Because the other ones, they're little monkeys. They're little monkeys. But they have their place in the world. Right, I think I'm waffling. I think I'm waffling now. If you've got any questions about Archangel Metatron, please put them in the comments, because there's no silly question. Someone else might be thinking of it, and I might have just forgotten to say something. This, you know, is completely out of my comfort zone at the moment, and I'm trying to be as casual as I can. But I want to expand the channel, do some different things, suck it and see in the first year, and we'll just crack on and do what we can. I can't believe my son hasn't come out when I talked him up saying he would. It'd come out, and he hasn't. So, you know, I'll eat my words on that one. I'm going to go because I think I've said too much. But that's Archangel Metatron, one of my faves. I've got a lot of faves, but Archangel Metatron is one that I work with daily. You can work with them as frequently or as infrequently as you like. There are angels that I have not worked with, but I know are around and will dip in and out when they need. But this is something that if you have a child with any specialist needs, any physical disabilities, mental disabilities, teach them about Archangel Metatron. How does he come down for you? Yeah? Sit in silence, shut your eyes. What do you see? Mine's dressed in armour, and then there's like a metallic rainbow ray that bounces off of his armour, but his armour is more of, actually his armour is a bit like this colour. How bizarre is that? Very much like this colour for me. I did not realise that. How bizarre. Anyway, I'm going to go because I've got 2 microphones and I need to charge them both up so that I can do another reading. So, enjoy your day. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you liked it. If you enjoyed the information, if you want to know a little bit more about it, there will be a meditation coming, which a guided meditation, so I can help you connect to the energy of Metatron. Yeah, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could take a trip to the Akashic Records with Metatron. Let's do that, shall we? You can get some answers. I can take you on a guided meditation to the Akashic Records where you can get some answers. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, much love. Thanks for watching. Bye.